Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing a review for the Lazarus Effect. Okay, so this movie stars Mark Duplass, Olivia Wilde, Sarah Bolger, Evan Peters, and Donald Glover. So yeah, before I begin though, 10 seconds spoiler warning as usual for those who have yet to actually watch the movie and haven't already. Stop the video, go check it out, and then come back here. Then come back here and watch the rest of this review. 10 seconds spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch the movie and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me. That never gave you fair warnings as usual. And I did. Okay, so as usual, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rate. Okay, so basically you have this group of in this movie you have this group of medical students or medical college students, and they have this syrup or serum or whatever. They have this special liquid vaccine type of deal that basically brings animals back from the dead. It brings animals back from the dead. And yeah, so one day when one of their friends dies, like an actual human being dies, one day when an actual human being dies, or one of their friends dies, they decide to test the serum on her, and she comes back to life. However, when she does come back to life, she starts showing these mystical or supernatural powers. And yeah, and this movie's meant to be a horror movie. And yeah, it's meant to be a horror movie. That's the key word, meant. It's meant to be a horror movie. Was it a horror movie? No, it was not. It was not a horror movie. For God's sakes, for the love of God, yeah. Horror movies. Let's see. No, not this. This was a pathetic attempt at a horror movie. Okay. Let's see. The only other horror movie that I could think of that came out this year so far is A Woman in Black 2. Okay, that was a better horror movie than this. I mean, yes, I would relate on the jump scares a lot, but it was still enjoyable. Here, no, it was not enjoyable. It was terrible. Um, okay, so for the positives, for the little positives that it has, the acting is actually pretty decent with the material they have. It's actually pretty decent. You could see that the actors are trying at the very least. The writing, there are some parts where it is pretty good, and there is some pretty decent special effects towards the end of the movie. And the whole concept of the movie is actually interesting. I will admit this was an actual. The concept of the movie is interesting. Aside from that, the movie is just shit. It's terrible. It's complete crap. It's not really scary at all. It's just there, whatever. It's not really scary. They try to be scary within like the last 10 minutes, especially within like the last 10 minutes, but it really doesn't work. Just like it's just really poor editing throughout the movie, which is something I normally don't complain about. You know how scenes cut from one thing to another, but it's like really poor editing in this movie. I mean, one thing that they try to use to hide their poor editing is that they try to use they try to flash lights on and off again like strobe lights. That gets really annoying after a while. So I mean, again, the acting's pretty decent. The writing is okay. It's tolerable, but aside from that, it's not really good. It does have a few jump scares every here and there, but that's really it. It doesn't really attempt to be a horror movie. When it's meant to be a horror movie, it's just kind of it's really boring to say the least. Also, it's extremely boring. I mean, I was bored as hell. I mean, the only time I was actually excited in the movie was within like the last 10 minutes because it seemed to be a little bit interesting. But again, the terrible film editing just didn't let me fully experience that last 10 minutes, which I guess seemed important. Um, so yeah, they tried to make this quasi noir supernatural film that's gonna be revolutionary. It just seems like that, and it just doesn't work out. It's really boring. It's really dumb. There's nothing really to it. I was really bored out of my mind. I mean, yeah, I mean, I just really wanted to go. And even from the start, you could tell from the start, you could tell it's gonna be a really long movie. Or you know, it's gonna feel like a long movie, and it's only really 90 minutes long. It's about a little less than an hour and a half long, but it feels way longer than it should because it's just too boring. They drag a lot of scenes out. I mean, a lot of stuff is just dragged the hell out, and it feels like a 2.5 hour movie or like 3 hour movie. And again, it's a little less than an hour and a half. So yeah, I mean, again, has some decent acting, okay writing, some decent special effects, but just has some terrible film editing. Just a terrible supernatural concept that seemed interesting. I mean, interesting concept, terrible execution. Um, it's boring as all hell. It just drags a lot of stuff out. And yeah, so far one of the worst films this year. Yeah, that and alongside Seventh Son, or Seventh Samurai and Taken 3 or Take 3 in really bad films. Um, so yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I'd give it a 2.5 out of 10. I'll give it some credit for some decent acting and okay writing and decent special effects, but aside from that, it's boring as all hell. Um, yeah, it's really, really boring. So yeah, that's basically it for this review. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. Comment down below on your thoughts on the movie if you've seen it already, and if not, why not? If you have other thoughts on it, aside from that, like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, or whatever you guys prefer. Remember to follow me on Instagram, which my Instagram is Daniel Mart. And aside from that, that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.